Soccer superstar Lionel Messi expected to miss MLS game in Vancouver Whitecaps. Vancouver The Whitecaps say Argentine superstar Lionel Messi is not expected to be in Inter Miami's CFS lineup when the two clubs face off in Vancouver on Saturday. The Whitecaps say the club has not received an official update on the availability of Messi or his teammates Luis Suarez and Sergio Busquets, but the Caps understand the trio will not make the trip. Whitecaps CEO Axel Schuster says the club always wants its best players going up against the opponent's best players, but Vancouver has no control over who plays for the other side. Soccer fans in BC have been eagerly awaiting Messi's first MLS appearance in Vancouver, and more than 50,000 people were expected at Saturday's game. The 36-year-old Messi quickly became the face of the league when he joined Miami in a blockbuster deal last summer, and he impressed once again this season, putting up 10 goals and 9 assists in 10 games. Schuster says the Whitecaps know there will be a lot of disappointed fans, but the club remains committed to making this a special experience for everyone. This report by the Canadian Press was first published May 23, 2024. Canadian Press. Messi to build brand in China with theme park. Reuters Chinese fans will be able to celebrate the achievements of Barcelona football great Lionel Messi at a new theme park to be built in Beijing. The Messi Experience Park, which is being launched by the 5-time World Player of the Year in collaboration with Chinese broadcaster Phoenix Group and Spanish media company MediaPro, is set to open in 2019 in the Chinese capital. The theme park will have 20 indoor and outdoor attractions in a 42,000 square meter space which will immerse visitors in Messi's universe, a statement from the player's Leo Messi Management Group said. Messi, who earned the European Golden Shoe last season by finishing top scorer in Europe's top 5 leagues, attended a launch event in Beijing this week. I hope to provide them with an experience they have never had before and encourage people to play football from an early age, Messi told reporters. David Ziraw, director of MediaPro Exhibitions, said the theme park will use the most advanced technology to combine attractions with spaces to play the world's most popular sport. Companies from China have invested heavily in foreign clubs in recent years as President Xi Jinping has called for the country to develop a world-class football industry. Chinese ambitions for football have also extended to spicing up the domestic league with a clutch of high-profile signings. Messi is Barcelona's highest-paid player, earning an estimated €40 million €35 million per year, which is set to increase this summer as he is expected to sign a bumper new long-term contract with Barca, where his current deal runs until 2018. Messi's image rights have come under the spotlight since he was charged with avoiding €4.1 million of tax on his commercial earnings between 2009 and 2011. He was found guilty of tax fraud along with his father Jorge last year, and handed a prison sentence of 21 months and a fine of €2 million. His appeal was rejected by the Supreme Court last month, although he is unlikely to go to prison. That was all the message said, but it was all Pep Guardiola needed to know that Lionel Messi was interested in joining Manchester City in August 2020. Sergio Aguero had already sounded an alert given his closeness to the player, yet Guardiola was in too much of a funk after City's limp Champions League exit to Lyon in the middle of the pandemic. Those 5 words snapped him to his senses though, and a day later Guardiola met Messi in his home in Barcelona for both men to size each other up. 6 hours later, the player was convinced about the move and the manager was committed to extending his contract at the Etihad. Read more: Man City try to escape looming reality amid Premier League charges storm. Read more: Man City expected to complete at least 3 more deals in transfer window. The deal of course did not end up happening, with Messi ultimately opting against an ugly scrap with his boyhood club. However, the level of detail that went into the preparations for it have been revealed in Marty Perarnau's book, The Pep Revolution. Following on from talks with Messi at his home, Guardiola headed back to Manchester with assistant coach Joan Malillo, and the pair worked out on the plane how the superstar would fit into the City side. Essentially, he would be stationed in the center circle when City didn't have the ball in order to force opponents wide, and then bring everyone up to the box with him when they were in possession. News of Messi's potential move emerged, as the Manchester Evening News reported at the time, and as Guardiola was planning, he received a message from Bernardo Silva asking if the news was true. When asked how he would feel about it, Silva replied, "I'd run twice as much." As part of his comprehensive look across 7 seasons in Manchester, Perino chronicles how news of Messi staying with Barcelona left Guardiola too despondent to even take training at the City Football Academy before he picked himself up and found the motivation to lead City into one of their best-ever seasons. More than 70,000 fans packed Arrowhead Stadium in April for Sporting Kansas City's match against Inter Miami, the third-largest crowd in Major League Soccer history. For this epic game, Sporting KC defender Tim Leibold was responsible for defending Lionel Messi, a World Cup champion with Argentina and one of the greatest players of all time. That task requires supreme focus and quick decision-making. Although Sporting KC lost 3-2, the 30-year-old German national held his own against Inter Miami's 37-year-old star forward. Leibold recently spoke to Yardbarker about marking Messi, one of the most difficult jobs in soccer. "You prepared differently for these games against superstars like Messi because you know there is no time for a mistake," Leibold said. Leibold made his mark on the offensive side of the field in the 6th minute of the match, taking the ball from Miami's Marcelo Wiegand just across midfield. He took the ball to the top of the box before dropping a pass off to Eric Tommy, who netted the opening goal. Expand article logo. Continue reading. Leibold made an excellent play, but Messi's presence might have influenced him to not push up as far as he might like for fear of not being able to recover should Miami find itself on the attack. "Messi being on my side impacts my decision-making 100, Leibold said. "Great players like Messi know exactly where the space is. When they win the